If you were going to reflect on your district and kind of analyzing, I'm not asking for hard data, but if you just had to guess what your family involvement, parents, guardians, family members, caretakers, like what their involvement with the assistive technology needs for their child, do you think it's greater than 38%? Do you think it's greater than 50%? What would be your gut reaction guess into less than 50? In the last district I was in, I would say it was less than 38%. I would say it's less than 38%. We got another less than 50. Yeah. And the reason I'm asking, someone joined us. The reason I'm asking, it varies, less than 50 for sure. Okay, older caregivers, or yeah, I think age matters, right? Like the age of our parents and guardians would, I guess that would determine the involvement, right? Or if they're, multiple in the people in the household working, and if they're working more than one job, right? So I think that matters. Excellent. So the reason I asked how many people in your district are participating in kind of helping determine the assistive technology needs for their family, there was a study. I was in a webinar, and it was about family engagement, about my topic today. And they kind of did a study with Arizona State University, looked at 320, about 300, a little over 300 families around the United States. And they took a survey and basically said that only 38% of families felt that they were involved in the planning. And basically 50% of them said, they were asked about the hardware or software needs of their children from school leaders. So the link is in the slide deck that Kathleen has provided in the chat. If you want to take a look at that study, the source is down at the bottom of this page. And that's kind of where the webinar I attended. And I think one of the key findings is they really felt like families wanted better communication from the districts, and they want to be included in the decision-making process, and they want to be kind of data shared with them about the accessibility of technology, the quality of that, are they even given choices, right? Or are they told this is what we have in our district? So feel free to hop in or chime in, Kathy, if anything I'm saying. You were in Janesville for a long time, so I'm sure you've had some families that were very engaged and then some that were probably not so engaged.
No, and I agree with you. I mean, the 38% is kind of a weird percentage, but I think it's all about an understanding. Definitely, they need to understand what it is, how it can help, and that it doesn't hinder them, because that cheating word comes in oftentimes, which is another great big discussion we could have someday.
Especially, and cheating is becoming more and more easily accessible to all, right? Because we have AI now, and so cheating looks different. It's even easier to do. It's faster, right? And we can even tell it to cheat like a sixth grader, or we can tell it to sound like a ninth grader. So we can tell the computer how to sound so that we don't get caught cheating easily, right? So I think things are going to change in the near future but when we talk about assistive technology, we're talking about tools that are necessary, right? That are necessary to help us learn, or help our students learn. it's not a matter of cheating or cheating the system, right? Or making it easier for them. This is a necessity in these cases. And feel free, anyone, to raise your hand or chime in whenever, if you feel I'm hitting upon something that is going on in your school or district, or it's up and coming, or you've had some success in some of these areas. Now, I know some of the things I'm going to talk about today, I want to be upfront and say that I am not saying that all schools and all districts need to be doing this, because I realize that time is precious, right? And there's going to be people who say, we don't have time to do all these things you're saying, right? Or that you're saying in this, is good for districts to do. Yes, I think it's ideal. And ideally, we would implement some of these things. But I do realize in the real world, time is limited and staffing is limited and things like that. So don't make it, I don't want anyone to think that I am putting it out there that I'm saying that every district should be doing this at all times, right? So, okay, Kathy, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, one of the things I think that we as educators need to be able to do is to provide our staff that we work with, as well as our parents, places to get research. Because it's not just us saying, hey, this is, like Frank just said, it's not just us saying this is what we need to do. Do we have other research that backs up what we're saying? And I found this AI search engine, and this one works really well. And the prompt I put in there was about assistive technology. What is the impact of, yep, and Frank is typing it there, not providing assistive technology to students? And it's, one of those things, when we start working on finding research, is that it's a rabbit hole, right? And you can spend all this time. Well, I think this is where AI comes in really handy. I love this one because this gives us such quick and easy things. So it gives you like the sentence that kind of matches in there, how many citations. It gives you a quick snapshot of the actual article, and you can cite it or share it or whatever you need to do. I just thought that this was a really nice way for us to be able to get quick, easy data and research articles that we can share with others. Because again, it goes back to that cheating thing. How do we level the playing field and make sure we all have the right tools to be successful? And how do we and how do we then support ourselves by saying, it's not just me saying this, it is data-driven decisions. So this is a good AI search engine I found.
And I on top
Frank?
of that, I piggyback it off of that, and because I have been sharing out Illicit, and illicit.com is it will analyze and summarize research papers. So if a student does not have the energy to read a 10 or 12 page research paper, this one will analyze it and summarize it and pull out the key facts of these research papers that maybe consensus is finding. So there's tools out there to help people get the information, help parents. And if maybe a parent doesn't have time to read through a 15-page research paper, but wants that information and then can utilize these or leverage these tools to kind of help them kind of get that information in a quick and easy way, right? Or as educators, or assistive technology or technology directors or coaches or integrators, we could provide it fast, quickly, and easily. We don't have the time to look it up. And yeah, Jeffrey puts in ChatGPT, can do a lot of this. Bard, Google Bard, if your district hasn't blocked that or hasn't enabled it yet, that's an amazing tool that can do a lot of the similar things. But these are on the forefront of the future of, and I heard that Google is going to change the way search engines in the near future. It's not going to give you 1 million websites anymore that you can just click on page after page after page. I heard it's going to be more like what you just saw, Kathy, when I put in your prompt in consensus. It's going to give you kind of a summary, right? And so Google is going to give you what you think it thinks you want, and then it will give you the sites that it came from. And then if you want more, then you can click more. But it's going to kind of already, because we just want the answers, right? We want to know the information that we're seeking. We don't necessarily have to see the 18 million sites that it pulls up. So it definitely, I agree with you, Kathy, that people want kind of to know that this is, we're not just pulling these facts out of the air or just making them up, that it's based on research. So, and that data. All right. So hopefully today we're a couple of our objectives. We're going to kind of talk about the need to leverage student and family expertise and that team approach, right? The tech integrator, the classroom teachers, the speech and language pathology, whatever the IEP team is, but then bringing in a network of specialists, or even people that just know the student's needs or knows the student's environment, what basically bringing in information from neighboring districts, how they're handling or even past districts that the student was in before, and so that we can help meet the needs of the learners. Hopefully after today, we'll gain a little bit of insight about how we can be more inclusive of family members and caretakers and all the stakeholders involved in that student's life. And so as we go, as any of these meetings go, we talk about review the assistive technology according to Wisconsin state statute is any service or that directly assists the child with a disability. And it also includes the selection and acquisition of that technology device. And then I kind of looked at A and E. If you look at the state legislature, when they kind of came up with this, A and E talks about the evaluation of the needs of the child, including a functional evaluation of the child in the child's customary environment. If the student's at home the majority of the week and the majority of the year, then we really need to be kind of getting input from the people that are in that environment, because we're obviously not going to their homes. I'm sure, Kathy, did you do some home visits, Kathy?
Yes, actually, we did a lot of home visits. We had a lot of very fragile, medically fragile students, and yep, we went right to the house.
And it gives you a different perspective than when they're in the school, correct?
Oh, absolutely, because the environment is so much different, and things that parents may not think about. When we went into the homes, it was easier for us to see that maybe where their computer was situated wasn't the best because there's some glare coming in from the window, or maybe the lighting wasn't strong enough, where there were distracting things in that room, like if they were meeting in the kitchen and mom's trying to cook at the same time. So yeah, you have to look at all of those things. And when we think about the set process, the environment is certainly way up on that list.
Mm-hmm. And then when we go down to E, it says training of technical assistance for the child, or where appropriate, the child's family. So that's, again, engaging that family, training that family. We're going to be talking about some strategies for that today as well. And so hopefully this will give you some ideas after today. So a goal for today is our goal of this community is to always improve student autonomy using assistive technology. And then once again, to support access, engagement in the process of learning. To achieve this goal, we want to focus on underserved families. We want to bridge that support to families, build capacity of our educators and our community, and then hopefully have a sustainable system for ensuring equitable access to the assistive technology. So that is kind of the goal of this community. I just recently joined, so I'm a newbie. So this is my first one leading this one, Kathy. I'm happy you invited me. You and Stacy invited me, so it's good to be here. And then the quality indicators for assistive technology. Today, we're going to focus on indicator number 2, which is the assessment of assistive technology needs. And number 2, if we check out number 2, it basically says that assistive technologies are conducted with a team, right? And that's that team that I'm talking about that includes all of the school workers, people that are in the home, or even caretakers outside the home, or if they're in a workplace, those as well could be included. So common errors I've listed, and the one that stuck out to me, the student is not involved in the assessment process, right? And I would extend that to the student, and the family is not involved in the assessment process. So, and maybe it's not the school's fault. Maybe it's the parents are just not getting back to them, and we have to move forward and do what's best for the student with what the information we know. But that is one of the common errors that was glaring when I looked at the common errors for indicator number 2.